BIODUN Oyebanji, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as governor of Ekiti State, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law.
Governor BIODUN Oyebanji has transformed Ekiti State. His administration has made significant strides in infrastructural development, education, healthcare, agriculture, youth and women empowerment, special needs education and pensions reforms.
The last 2 years it has been exciting. It has been a learning curve for me. It has been a mixture of the good, the bad, and the ugly. But God has been faithful. And I made one promise to Ekiti people. And the promise is government will provide platform for them to prosper. So whenever I see government policy responding to that promise, I'm extremely very grateful to God, either in terms of providing for infrastructure, supporting farmers, supporting business owners, ramping up security architecture in the states, paying pensioners their gratuity, paying worker salary as at when due, paying outstanding of areas of all sorts of bonuses, leave bonus, subventions, all the kind of things that makes people happy. I'm extremely, I get very excited and I give God all the glory. I just want to see the people smile and I want to see them live well. That is all. And when I see government policy responding to all those issues, I give kudos to God. It's not about me.
Through his 6-pillar agenda, Governor Oyebanji has laid the foundation for a brighter future, impacting millions of lives across Ekiti State.
I see myself as a bit lucky because I was part of the last government. I was secretary to the state government. And the government left behind a 30 years perspective plan for the states. So it's like we have a job cut out for us. And the 6 pillars of administration is an offshoot of the perspective plan. And the plan recognizes the fact that it's not possible for government to do everything at the same time. So it has been prioritized. So we have been truthful in communicating to our people, and we have had the trust of Ekiti people. Ekiti people knows that when the governor says he will do this, it will be done. It may take time. And I want to be remembered as a governor that tells the truth all the time. Because there's this belief that politician lies, and I don't want to walk on that track. I look back and I discovered that most of the promises I made to Ekiti people, I fulfilled them. And it gives me joy.
Governor Oyebanji's leadership has redefined governance in Ekiti State, strengthening transparency and inclusivity. His administration prioritizes the needs of the people, focusing on accountability and delivering impactful results. Through his proactive approach, the government has been able to bridge the gap between citizens and policymakers, ensuring that governance is responsive and citizen-focused.
With the 6-point agenda of His Excellency Governor BIODUN Oyebanji, he has touched people's life positively through the shared prosperity.
The electricity power law, which has also allowed Ekiti State today now to have its own regulation body, which has also allowed Ekiti State now to have other distribution companies to come into play, is as a result and product of the law that we have passed in this House of Assembly. We have also passed laws in the areas of wealth creation. We have passed laws that support youth, and all of this has also given the executive the opportunity to also work well. And don't forget that the appropriation bill laws, laws that we have passed in this state. We have passed life imparting laws, the property protection law, which has also allowed investors to have confidence in us in Ekiti State to invest either in agri, either in real estate, because we have laws that we have passed under this progressive government. And I must also say that in all of this, the governor of Ekiti State, Governor BIODUN Oyebanji, has also given us that opportunity, an enabling environment for us to also do our job. He has not been having this, what we call overbearing influence on the legislative arm, and then allowing the independence of the arm, and also giving us what we call that mutual respect between the executive and the legislative arm, which has also led to an harmonious relationship.
Electricity Constitutional Amendment Act has been signed. The Electricity Act has been signed. The state's electricity reform law has been signed. The ability of the state to regulate generation, distribution, and transmission and distribution has been granted to the state, which puts us in fairly a driver's seat in terms of controlling our ability to attract investors into the state.
The civil service is very wage driven. No matter what we do, it's important that the salaries are paid. And the civil service rates Governor BIODUN Oyebanji very high on this because he has kept to his word. We do not have any salary arrears as of today. He ensures salaries are paid and promptly too. Even the age-long battle about deductions and what the cooperatives considered as a big challenge has been met largely. So that's one key opening into the service. The civil servants know that they're going to get their wages, and not just civil service now, the entire public service. I mean, that includes the hospitals management board, the teaching hospitals, and I'm sure the universities' increase in subvention has also facilitated that.
Infrastructural development has been one of the cornerstones of the governor's administration. Under his leadership, critical road networks have been constructed and rural areas are being connected to the state's economic hubs.
This administration is embarking on a total of about 190 kilometers of roads within Ekiti State.
Aram has come to stay, and we are moving at a speed that we believe will complement the effort of the state government. And kudos to our governor, because it was not that easy. It was always in the bank, working with the World Bank and making sure that we got access to fund on time, and that has been a plus to us in Ekiti. Yeah, we have 13 roads. It was grouped to 7 lots.
Governor Oyebanji's administration has also taken bold steps to construct the Ado-Ekiti flyover bridge, linking key areas within the state with motorable roads. Other major road projects include the construction of the ring road along Iwuruku, Ekiti, and key link roads like Omishajano Shepherd, Ajibandele, easing transportation for residents and boosting local businesses.
Doing Igbaraudu Ikogusi Road. We've done the rehabilitation of Ilawe Igede Road. We have rehabilitated HMB Doctors' Quarters in Ado. We have rehabilitated Ilawe Irijinyo Road. We are reconstructing Iloro Ijunri, Temidire, Ayegunle Ekiti Road. We have rehabilitated Ado Ilawe Road. We are constructing township roads in GRA extension, which leads to the pavilion. We are reconstructing Ikere Igbaraudu Road. We are rehabilitating Ikere Ise Emure Road. We are rehabilitating Ado Iwuruku Ifaki Road. We have done some township roads in Ikole, local government. We are constructing Ikole Araisimbode Road. We are reconstructing Ikere Ilawe Road.
couple of other roads, hopefully, before the end of this administration.
Governor Oyebanji's administration has placed education at the forefront of his agenda. Over the past 2 years, public schools across Ekiti have been renovated and equipped with modern facilities. The government has introduced new school buses, improved teachers' welfare, and invested in vocational education.
The heavy investment in digital education across all public secondary schools is a big flag for this government. I have seen secondary school students write programs. I've seen secondary school students have some of the innovation marketed. That is a big reform.
The state government concentrates on free and compulsory education up to SS3 level, culminating the payment of the WAEC fee so that children don't drop out of school and at least they have the basic education. And to ensure that they don't drop off, government still buys JAM forms to ensure that they transit to higher education. And when they get to higher education level, government still gives them bursary and scholarship. Education to state government goes beyond the issue of academic excellence alone. So the skills, acquisition of skills, is one of the priorities of government. And apart from the focus on the technical education, we have 6 technical colleges in the Ekiti state. And I know that the one at Government College, Ado, is a world-class technical college. October 5th is the annual World Teachers Day. And in Ekiti state, we celebrate our teachers big time. And government has been very happy because when they are sent when they go to compete with their peers at the national level, they always come first, second, and which shows that government has been very consistent and very transparent and diligent while picking them.
Special education has also received a significant boost with the modernization of facilities in special schools across the state.
In Ekiti State, we have 3 schools. We have the government special school for the blind, we have the government special school for the deaf, and then we have the government special school for those with physical disabilities and intellectual disabilities. Presently, as I speak to you, the schools have been renovated, well equipped to help the children learn better. Now we have therapists, speech therapists, physiotherapists, occupational therapists in the schools, particularly in the school at Ido, where we have severe conditions that affect mobility, intelligence, and other areas, particularly those with neurodevelopmental challenges like autism. We have a fully adapted, classroom for the children to learn using multi-sensory materials, and of course the therapy room with therapeutic equipment there. So it's been a story of a lot of good things coming into the special schools through the administration of Governor BIODUN Oyebanji. As I speak to you, they have a fully furnished 21st century ICT classroom with the smart boards, laptops, and computers. There is also entrepreneurship room where the children can still go ahead, learn their hairdressing, their sewing,
Governor Oyebanji's healthcare reforms have made significant improvement in both urban and rural healthcare delivery. The state has invested in expanding specialized medical services at the state specialist hospital across the state and rolled out mobile clinics to serve rural communities. These healthcare initiatives are focused on providing equitable and affordable healthcare for all citizens, with a special emphasis on women, children, and elderly.
We're proud of the work that we're doing. To reduce maternal mortality, you need to ensure that the infrastructure is available, and we're doing quite a bit of work in that area, ensuring that we renovate and refurbish our facilities, ensuring that we put equipment in this facility. But infrastructure and equipment in and of themselves would not do much. Hence, we've also focused on health workers. We've trained over 1,000 health workers We've matched federal government's hazard allowance for all clinical health workers in the state. We've increased the remuneration for some of our health workers in the state to ensure that we continue to motivate them. And we're now in the process of attracting even more health workers to get going. And so this has helped to ease the burden on people. And we, as I mentioned earlier, every other week, we sit down to jointly review the data. Where we see issues, we address them. Where we think that there are things that we've done well, we encourage the team to continue to do more. And we'll remain positive that if we continue in that trajectory, we will continue to crash maternal mortality.
Governor Oyebanji's administration has introduced groundbreaking reforms in pension disbursement. Retirees now receive their pensions promptly, with transparent processes put in place to ensure fairness and efficiency. For many retirees, these timely payments have provided financial security and peace of mind after years of service to the state. The Pension Reform Office in Ekiti has streamlined processes, and new initiatives like training programs for retirees aim to provide them with the skills needed for post-retirement ventures, enhancing their livelihoods.
I made a promise to the pensioners that I will pay the gratuities.
There's been a heavy disbursement to gratuity payments. You know, if you're in the civil service and you are looking out and you're not sure what's going to happen to you, I think it can kind of discourage those who are working.
As part of this second year anniversary, I know we're clearing closer to 3.5 billion across both state and local governments. And we're looking for innovative solutions to clear even more of those gratuity obligations.
Agriculture, a major sector in Ekiti, has been rejuvenated under Governor Oyebanji's leadership. The Youth in Agro-Business program has been a game changer, attracting young people into farming by providing modern training and access to resources. The Ekiti Agricultural Mechanization Project has rolled out mechanized farming equipment across various localities like Ikole and Ekiti. These innovations have improved productivity and created employment opportunities for both young and old farmers.
To ensure that when farmers produce, they can easily evacuate it from the farm to the market. And doing that, you also create a lot of surplus within the market. Then, whatever we produce in Ekiti, we don't want it to go out of Ekiti. We want to ensure as much as possible to attract.
Youth and women engagement remain top priorities for Governor Oyebanji. His administration has launched several vocational and entrepreneurial programs that have empowered thousands of women and young people across the state. Through targeted training, mentorship, and microcredit schemes, women and youths in Ado-Ekiti, Ikere-Ekiti, and other parts of the state are now better equipped to build successful careers and businesses, contributing significantly to Ekiti's growth.
I have a pet project that is also in the public domain called Project WOW, Widows, Aged and Orphans Project, where I've been able to reach out to the widows. We have active widows, we have non-active, after collecting data on them. And as I speak, we have over 30,000 widows that are registered with my office. And I've been trying to touch them bit by bit. Every academic session, I do back to school program. I've empowered about 400 widows last year during my Mr. Governor's first year anniversary, based on what they requested. Some requested for freezer to sell drink, some sewing machines, some grinding machines, some computer set. I'm able to do that with the support of good-spirited people in the society that gave me money. Then this year again, during the second anniversary, I've also penned down some widows, about 300, that I'm going to empower again. Last year, I also empowered some orphans in our institutions of higher learning. I was able to do 25 orphans. But during this second anniversary, I'm doing 50 orphans that I'm going to support in our institution of higher learning with 200,000 naira to support for their academic. Each, through Ado-Ekiti, I've trained 400 people, 200 from South Senatorial District and another 200 from Central Senatorial District. Basically, the intention of Ado-Ekiti is to see how I can empower and make impact in the life of our women.
what we have done actually is to scale up intelligence. Because no matter how professional your security architecture is, if the intelligence is not correct, they'll be shooting in the dark. So we have a system in place. We need the state now in all the communities that gives us intelligence about criminal elements in society, and that allows us to respond before they strike. You will discover that some months ago, people have been shot in Nado on Okada. Have you heard that again? So we are responding to that, but we don't make noise about it.
I think we've had a good fiscal year. Year to date, we are about 145% of our full year budget in terms of revenues. So we're doing much better from a revenue perspective, driven by a number of things. Of course, increase in federally collected revenues, but more importantly, our work in operationalizing the autonomy of the Internal Revenue Service and digitizing its operations has reflected in the growth in our IGR. And we've also been able to raise revenues from independent sources. So overall, from a revenue perspective, our revenues have grown significantly. But also from a fiscal transparency and accountability perspective, we've come first now in Budget Foundation's transparency ranking, where we scored 97 over 100 in Q2. In Q1, we came second, we scored 92. So you can see that we've progressed and improved. In the ICANN transparency audits, we're only one of three states. One of three states who got an excellence ranking there. In many of the accountability and fiscal, transparency rankings, it's unlikely to see Ekiti outside the top three. And in fact, in most cases, we're first. So we continue to uphold the highest standards of transparency and disclosure. And we also continue to see growth in our revenues.
I want to believe that, and I can confidently say that Ekiti seems to get this time what they want, and they are acknowledging that everywhere. Apart from the fact that he has made Ekiti to look like a one-party state where even the opposition people, the opposition leaders are acknowledging his simplicity, his commitment, his transparency, his ability to cut across all stakeholders without any form of political or religion demarcations, as really distinguishing as a leader that we desire in Ekiti.
If you speak to the governor, he's always repeating that his vision for Ekiti is one of shared prosperity. And that's very clear. It's not ambiguous, so everybody can row in the same direction because the vision of the leader is very clear.
We have installed 7 kings successfully without any rifts. We normally intervene when there is fire, disaster, or flooding.
Moving into this hall, into this chamber, was a new lease of life that came with the advent of Oyebanji. His tenure has been a blessing, a complete departure from the past. Look at the arrangement of the hall. Each KBAC sits comfortably. It's a beautiful desk. It wasn't like that where we were before in the old secretariat. The ergonomics, everything is so nice. And you can see the environment of the building. That is a brief introduction into how we feel towards the present government of Ekiti State.
And even though we recognize that, this has been a difficult period for our people, cost of living has risen significantly, our programs and our policies are designed to cushion some of these short-term effects, some of these policies that were necessary for the long-term health of the country. So I think the governor has been very clear about his commitment, right, to ensuring that while we go through this necessary but painful correction, he will lead from the front. Our policies will support the people through this process, and that at the end of the day, we'll see a more prosperous Ekiti, but even better, a more prosperous Nigeria.
Bio-led administration couldn't have been possible without the support of the people. the kind of appreciation, love shown to Bao when I went to visit those local governments, was unprecedented. I've never seen that. It was organic, not fake. And I want that to continue. I want the people to continue to support Bao-led administration. Let there be peace, let there be love. Because it's in the atmosphere of peace that development can thrive.
Well, to my people in Ekiti State, thank you so much for your support. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity to serve you. Thank you for your abiding faith in administration. There's a saying that the taste of the pudding is in the eating. You have seen what we have done in 2 years. And with your further support, we can do more. So I crave for your prayers, I crave for your constructive criticisms, and I crave for your understanding. I made a promise to you that I will serve you, and serve I will by God's grace.
With a clear vision for continued development, Ekiti State is on the rise, and its people are at the heart of this transformation. As Governor Oyebanji himself says, we are just getting started. Together, we will build on Ekiti State that we all can be proud of. A state where development is inclusive, sustainable, and impactful. Ekiti is rising, and the future looks brighter than ever.